Hello, welcome to the new channel, which is resmproductions. So this is a relatively new channel. So this is a joint channel. This is Jordan. Go follow him in Smaimaster. The link will be down below. My channel is Reaper1. Also, it's going to be in the description. But today we're going to be reacting to top 10 scariest SCP creatures. Okay, so you ready to watch this?
Yeah.
Okay, so get something to eat because this goes for 12 minutes.
Goes to 12 minutes, but it'll probably be longer considering it's a reaction and I'm going to be pausing it and whatnot.
Okay then.
Also, he's Peter Griffin.
Yeah, Peter Griffin's
That's
there.
a mad lad.
Let's start, shall we?
Sorry, Pete.
The SCP Foundation is a web-based collective who record and describe creatures and entities that violate natural law. You may have heard of them. Some call it horror, science fiction, or fantasy, but the people who compile the wiki page for this take it very seriously indeed. Fiction or not, when you hear about some of the creatures the SCP has come into contact with, you'll take them seriously too. My name is Danny Burke. Let's get right into the top 10 SCP scariest creatures. They're also referred to as skips, so if you hear me say skip, that's what they are. Starting off at number 10 now, we have SCP-049. This is a humanoid creature, but that's where the similarities with humans end. To the untrained eye, 049 looks like a medieval plague doctor, dressed in thick robes and a ceramic mask. These aren't just clothes though, they are actually part of its physical body. They grow out from it. Despite its creepy appearance, it's actually quite cooperative with the Foundation and can speak English or medieval French. However, even the most hospitable skips have their limits.
This SCP is like, you know the doctors in the medieval times of
yeah,
Europe?
When like the plague
happened, that's what they look like. I
Well,
reckon that's how they got the story from that.
Yeah, that's what it's from.
Yeah. Anyway,
And 049 is no different. It hates pestilence. That's all it ever seems to talk about sometimes. The definition of pestilence is still unknown to this day. 049 sometimes identifies people as having pestilence and begins to get visibly irate around them. If that person is not removed from the area, 049 will attack. It kills by one touch. One touch from 049 will kill any living thing that it wants. All biological functions just seem to shut down. 049 seems to be frustrated and remorseful after the killing, especially if it feels the pestilence has somehow survived. It will then perform a crude surgery on the corpse using strange tools from a black doctor's bag it carries with it everywhere. It will then reanimate the corpse, although it won't be the same person as before, retaining only basic motor skills. 049 can then instruct them to do its bidding, even to attack others affected with pestilence. 049 has often referred to these zombie-like servants as being cured of the pestilence. I guess we should all hope that we don't have pestilence, but until we learn what 049 actually means by that, I guess everyone is in danger of being cured. Next, about number 9 now, we have SCP-096. This skip is kept in an airtight steel cube at the Foundation. I think that sets the tone quite well. Because of the high security around 096, not much is known about it other than it's very dangerous. It's said to be a humanoid creature measuring approximately 7 feet 8 inches tall. It has very little muscle mass, possibly from malnutrition. It's a horrific looking creature. Its arms are grossly out of proportion with the rest of its body. Its skin is almost translucent without a trace of body hair. That's not even the scariest part though. Get this, if a person sees the face of 096, they will be attacked and killed within 2 minutes. Always. You don't even have to see it in person. You can be looking at a picture of 096. It will still somehow know you've seen its face and it will find you and kill you. That's why they keep it in the steel cube at the Foundation. They just need to make sure there are no pictures nearby either. Next up at number 8 now, we have SCP-1471. 1471 is an app. Yeah, it's not actually a physical entity. It's a 9.8 megabyte phone app that appears in phones. Somehow it bypasses all security measures, and once it's installed by the user, it cannot be removed. No icons are shown on the phone, making the user wonder if they even installed it in the first place. 1471 will then begin to send images to the user every few hours. All of them will include the physical version of 1471, a large humanoid figure with a canine-like skull and black hair. Perhaps the creepiest thing about these images, though, is that 1471 will always appear in settings that the user knows from their own life. If the user does not stop using the app after seeing the images within the first 90 hours of exposure, 1471 will begin appearing in their real life, always in the corner of their eye, sometimes even trying to communicate with them. Next up at number 7 now, we have SCP-173. This is perhaps one of the weirdest looking skips on this list. I think the picture speaks for itself. Its origin is unknown, and everything about it seems to be learnt from its confinement by the Foundation. Those who have dealt with 173 know a few different ways to handle it. The most important is to always keep it in direct line of sight. It cannot move if it's in a person's line of sight, which is a good thing because it's dangerous. For some unknown reason, it produces a layer of blood and feces.
It's like very attention hungry. It's like, look at me, I'm beautiful.
Yeah.
Look away, I'll kill you.
But it can't hurt you, can't it?
No, it can. It snaps your neck.
Ah.
It can't hurt you. Oh, nah, it's just snap me neck. But nah, I'm not hurt. I'm pretty right.
Yeah, well.
Lovely.
On the floor around it. This means that its cell needs to be cleaned out twice a week. 3 personnel will enter the cell, one of them to just clean, while the other 2 are simply there to stare at 173. If one of them needs to blink, they need to inform the other one first. If both blink at the same time, 173 will attack and kill. Its choice of attack is to snap a human's neck at the base of the skull or by strangulation. I guess we should all practice not blinking then. I just blinked. Moving on to number 6 now, we have SCP-682. The entry for this skip simply starts with SCP-682 must be destroyed as soon as possible. Yeah. It's a serious one. Despite the calls for it to be destroyed as soon as possible, there is actually no known way to destroy this entity. It is beyond the powers of the Foundation. They only know how to contain it, and it takes a lot. 682 should be contained in a 5x5 by 5 meter chamber with 25 centimeters of reinforced acid-resistant steel plate lining all inside surfaces. The chamber should then be filled with hydrochloric acid until 682 is completely incapacitated. It's been described as a reptilian kind of creature with extremely high intelligence, able to communicate with other skips that it's been exposed to. During the limited time that it's been studied, observers think 682 has an immense hatred for all other life forms. That doesn't help the Foundation control or combat it, but knowing its primal motive is a step in the right direction. Moving on to number 5 now, we have SCP-1981. 1981 is an old Betamax tape. On the side of it is written, Ronald Reagan cut up while talking. The film on the tape appears to be a homemade
stuff, it's stupid.
Recording of former US President Ronald Reagan delivering his evil empire speech to a group of evangelicals in 1983. Nothing seems out of the ordinary until about 1 minute and 10 seconds in. Then the speech begins to deviate heavily until it becomes unrecognizable as the speech everyone has on record. At 5 minutes in, wounds can be seen slowly appearing on the president's face. Despite the severity of the lacerations, the president continues to give his speech until either his vocal cords are severed or the tape degrades into static around the 22-minute mark. Here's where it gets even weirder though. Rewinding 181 and watching it from the start changes the speech that Ronald Reagan is giving. The topics vary with each new speech, although they often focus on torture, child abuse, and ritual sacrifice. Sometimes a black figure with robes on appears near Reagan, often referred to as SCP-1981-1. Sometimes Reagan makes references to future events that hadn't actually happened at the time of recording, such as 9/11. For an old tape, it's caused quite the stir at the Foundation over the years, and nobody is really any closer to solving its mysteries. Moving on to number 4 now, we have SCP-106. While some of the skips we've talked about before have been scary because of their immense strength or size, 106 is just creepy. It's said to resemble an elderly human in an advanced stage of decomposition. It's basically a rotting zombie. It also likes to consume humans between the ages of about 10 to 25. Like a traditional zombie, it's not very quick or flexible and can remain motionless for days at a time. Unlike a zombie though, it uses corrosion to break down any any material that stands in its way. A captured 106 must be contained in a sealed container, specifically made with lead-lined steel. The specifications for how this cell is supposed to be constructed are possibly the most technical I've seen. There are detailed instructions on materials, layers, and the space between them. There is a reason for this though. Research and observation have shown that when 106 is faced with highly complex or random structures, it can become confused and unable to exit from its containment. Moving on to number 3 now, we have SCP-2006. SCP-2006 deals in fear. That's not my description, that's how it describes itself. According to sources, 2006 has repeatedly stated its goal of causing as much fear in the world as possible. Guidelines state that if it's captured, it must be constantly monitored for changes in form. That's right, it's a little bit of a shapeshifter. Despite this, there is a general description often given. It's said to be an anomalous spherical entity, roughly 50 centimeters in diameter. However, due to its transformative abilities, it can morph into any object of any shape, mass, volume, density, and chemical structure that it desires. Due to this, there is currently no known way to damage 2006. Perhaps more worryingly, the limits to its shape-shifting powers are also not known. It could be anything, anywhere, at any given time. Like I said before, this SCP deals in fear. There's just one hitch though. It's said to be a poor judge of what actually scares humans and the emotions we feel. With the power of almost perfect shape-shifting, these small flaws may be the only chance people have in detecting this strange being. Next up at number 2 now, we have SCP-993. The last one I spoke about was a creature. This is a television program. Let me explain. SCP-993 is a children's TV show called Bobble the Clown. Sounds innocent enough, right? It's an educational cartoon with the primary plot of most episodes involving Bobble the Clown learning a new skill or activity. Okay, so far so good. The problem comes though when the program is being viewed. Anyone watching aged 10 years or older will immediately fall unconscious when the program begins and will remain that way until the end of the episode. Most of the under 10s interviewed after the event reported a stabbing headache immediately before blacking out. And finally, number 1 now, we have SCP-087. 087 is, quite simply, an unlit platform staircase. When I say unlit, I mean very unlit. This small stairwell has defied everything we know about light. Even using a 75-watt bulb, nothing can be illuminated on this stairwell more than about 1.5 levels down. The darkness just seems to swallow up excess light. It's not just the light that creeps people out here though, it's the sound. Reports and audio recordings appear to show a distressed vocalization from a young child. The voice comes from 200 meters below where 087 begins. The Foundation has sent exploration teams down there to see just how far the stairwell goes. They've descended in the pitch black darkness and the stairs just never seem to end. The teams descend both beyond the possible structure of the building and its geological surroundings. The child's voice always remains 200 meters below them too. They never get any closer. Also, on each of these expeditions, the teams were met with a strange face with no pupils, nose or mouth. It appears for a moment before disappearing back into the darkness. The Foundation knows nothing more but suspects it is not the source of the child's voice from the depths. Honestly, that's one of the most fun videos I've done in a while. I've never begged you guys for a part 2 on this channel. It's usually the other way around, but please, let's do a part 2. Just tell me you like this one. Also, let me know your suggestions for any other videos. Thanks for watching as always. My name is Danny Burke, and I'll see you all in the next video.
They weren't that scary.
No. I once tried to scare Andrew at about 12 at night by putting that on the TV.
That's not scary.
I know, but I tried to scare him with it.
Well, anyway, you go ahead.
He said it freaked him out a bit. So what do you want me to do?
Just conclude.
You want me to conclude?
Yep.
We don't even have an outro we just made.
Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if the video did interest you, I would suggest subscribing and of course clicking the notification bell because YouTube seems to mess everything up.
Yeah.
And
do it for, if you want to see more Peter Griffin, then yeah, do that notification.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be here more than you think.
So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you next time.